Bad employees have always been easy for me. You know, when you're 20 years old and you have 12 employees working for you and you have a bad employee, you fire them. So in fact, when I was 20, I had this guy working for me, Hugh Pasica, and Hugh was a dick. And Hugh was just, I'd love to know what he was doing to this day, but
Shout out to Hugh.
every time I would go to the job site, Hugh was he didn't have a shirt on. You know, he was just like getting a suntan and hanging out, and I'd be like, you got to put your shirt on. Workers' compensation requires it. You don't look good on the site. Like you did, but like you don't. Like you need to look professional.
Hugh's just ripped.
He was totally ripped, right? I mean, you got to have the marketing. You got to have the marketing on the back, but it was really about workers' comp and looking professional, and then also doing what you're told, right? So anyway, I finally fired him because the day after day, he'd put his shirt on. I'd come back 20 minutes later with Dairy Queens to say I'm sorry, and he's got his shirt off again. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? So it was just kind of complete insubordination. So I fired him, and that night, this lawyer calls me. And it's his neighbor who happens to be the lawyer for the biggest union in Canada. And the guy says, look, I'm calling on behalf of my neighbor, Hugh Pasica. He says, as a lawyer to a student, I'd like you to reconsider firing him. And I'm like, wait, as a student to a lawyer, he was employed for less than 3 months. I can fire him for the color of his hair. It's an at-work employment. Like, I kind of just what the lawyer didn't know is I'd been studying law in university and I'd done employment law in university. But I had the confidence to know that firing the wrong person, the upside was great because it culturally sent a shot across the bow that every single employee was like, wow, Cameron says what he means and means what he says. We have to listen. Hugh was being a bit of a dick, right? And it shows that he cares about us and he doesn't care about the asshole. So making those tough decisions, firing the wrong employees quickly is the right thing to do. That we should be spending our time with our best employees, not spending all of our time and energy with our negative employees. And then all that negative energy that I would have from that interaction with Hugh would spin off into more negative interactions with customers and suppliers and painters. That if I was only hanging out with the good people, like the Joey Prosperies and the Tessarolos, and like all the guys who are fun and good energy, I carried more of that good energy throughout the day. Every grandmotherism, I call them grandmotherisms, right? Every single saying, like the one bad apple spoils the whole bunch, it's very true. It's like a cultural cancer in your organization. And if you went to a doctor today and said, hey, Josh, you have a cancerous tumor, it's very treatable, no one ever dies of it, how long would you like us to leave that tumor in your body? You're like, get it the fuck out, right? Well, he's already told you no one dies, it's very treatable. You still want that cancerous tumor out of your body.
Yeah.
If we know we have a cancerous tumor in our company, the cost of that wrong person is 15 times their annual salary.
Oh my God.
So if you've got a $50,000 person, it's costing you $750,000 a year because of negativity, because of problems, because your good employees think you care more about the shitty employees, because other good employees that won't come work for you because of them, because like there's all these problems and spin-offs that happen. You're better off to just fire the person, maybe even have to pay a fine to fire the person, but you're better off to get them out.